Hi guys, Kelsey K here. I'm going to be trying something new today. We're going to be discussing a theory I have concerning the character of Mercury. So yeah, remember this guy? If you saw my RWBY top 10 favorite characters, you might remember that, excuse me, I have a frog in my throat. You might remember that Mercury was my number 2 character, and that he has my favorite fighting style in the show, that I think he's really funny. He and Emerald make a great team, and I am going to discuss theory about his past today. So, as you know, in Volume 3, Chapter 7, he and Emerald were given backstories. Emerald was a thief on the streets, whose semblance is to make someone see something that's simply not there. Basically, illusions or hallucinations. Which is, Cinder recruited her because of her. It's a very overpowered and really useful semblance. Why Mercury works for Cinder is pretty much left unclear. Like, you never know what he's going to get out of it or anything, and you don't even know why Cinder was looking for his father, Marcus Black, in the first place. What you do know is that when Cinder got there, Mercury had killed his father, and you don't know why. Like, actually, it's kind of even implied that it was him who killed him, but it seems pretty likely. And I want to figure out why. Because, I mean, even if he was raised as an assassin, you usually don't go around killing your father. So I want to think, why did he do that? What drove him to do that? And that's what this theory's about. So the scene opens with Mercury, close up on Mercury, who has a big bruise on his cheek and he's breathing heavily. Looks like he took a beating in a fight, and he asks Cinder and Emerald what they're looking at, and Cinder answers that she's looking for Marcus Black, and Mercury says, "There you go," and points at the white-haired man lying face down on the road, seemingly dead. So then Emerald's like, "That's the assassin," and Cinder says, "And you're his son." And the scene continues from there. It's interesting, it's like the house is on fire in the background, so you know this had to be an epic fight. And Cinder says they saw it from the tree line. It's like, well, I'd love to see the fight, but what caused it? So it was established fairly early on that Mercury's father was drunkard. In Volume 3, Chapter 3, when Mercury is telling Cinder and Emerald that Crow is there, he says that Crow smelled like his father after a long day. Well, considering we know that Crow just came from drinking at the Crowbar, we can assume that Mercury probably meant that he reeked of alcohol. So I think that it'd be pretty safe to assume that his father was a drunkard. And then another source, the song "I'm the One," which I will talk about a bit more later, said that Mercury's father was abusive, which, if being a drunkard and abusive, would be pretty good grounds to hate someone. But I personally don't think that's why he killed him. I think there was something else that pushed him over the edge, that made Mercury want to kill him. So my theories are pretty much speculation. Like, I have no idea. I have really no evidence for any of this, but these are my opinions of what I think might have happened with what evidence I can pull up. So I have 2 theories. The first one's a little more lucrative. The second one makes a little more sense, especially if you listen to the song "I'm the One," and if you think that any of the lyrics might actually be able to be taken literally. So my first theory has to do with Mercury's prosthetic legs. Now, we all know that he has them, since if you've seen Volume 3, Chapter 7, which, if you're watching this video, I sincerely hope you do. You have, considering if you haven't, you know nothing about Mercury's past. Anyway, so he has these prosthetic legs, but we don't know when he got them. So this theory is pretty much dependent on, if you remember, in Volume 3, Chapter 7, Mercury had the bandages on his knees and he was bleeding. And question is, I'm wondering what was under there. Like, what did he have? Were his legs still skin and bone, or did he have the metal legs already at that point? It's not known because he was only shown from the knees up. You never saw from the knees down, or if he might have been wearing long pants, which why you would wrap bandages over long pants, I have no idea. That would literally do nothing. But basically, my idea has to do if Mercury already had the metal legs, because I think you can assume that if he didn't, that was probably the injury that caused him to need them. But if he did already have the prosthetic legs, I think if they were bleeding, he probably got them fairly recently, because he maybe shouldn't have been on them or something. My idea is that Mercury was forced to get those by his father, that they were kind of forced on him. Basically, I'm saying his father, made have parts of his legs cut off and replaced with the metal ones, which are obviously good weapons, since, his fighting style is quick-based, and I think the legs are kind of his weapons. So, yeah, that's my first more lucrative theory, is that this was actually introduced to me by a friend, that maybe he was forced to have his legs amputated and put the metal ones on, which that would be pretty nasty for that to happen. So I think that would be pretty good grounds to want to kill someone. So my second theory makes a little more sense. It's already been established that Mercury's father is abusive. Well, there's a line in I'm the One that thinks, at least at one point, his father may have took it a little further. And that's why Mercury may have killed him. So, there's a lyric in I'm the One that I will read to you, be pictured above. So, the lyric says, I'm the one that was ripped from the earth and exposed to the sun, overrun by the hate and the beatings, defiled by a father. Now, I find their use of the word defiled interesting, and I'm not sure it was just poetic license. So, I looked up the definition of defiled, and there are 4 definitions. This is, the first one is to make foul, dirty, or unclean, pollute, taint, debase. I think we can discount that one pretty quickly. 2 is to violate the chastity of. And the 3rd is to make impure for ceremonial use, desecrate. And the 4th is to sully a person's reputation. Now, number 4, I don't think Mercury had much of a reputation at the time, so I think we can disregard that one. And the 3rd one, not enough evidence to prove or disprove that one, so it's the second one I'm going to focus on, to violate the chastity of. Now, you've probably seen the word defiled used in certain cases before, usually in terms of rape or something like that. And yeah, that's actually what I'm suggesting, that his father may have sexually abused Mercury, which is disgusting and horrible, but I just don't think that the use of the word defiled in that song was poetic licensing. There are some very specific things in the song, most talking like Emerald, and, this song was used in a scene. So it's more likely to actually be accurate towards the scene. Like, there's a line, it's used in the fight between Emerald and Mercury and Coco and Yatsuhashi. Some of the details and stuff they say are very specific, either about the characters or about the fight. Like, this line about your girlfriend's purse won't help you win this duel. Kind of sounds like it was pointing at Yatsuhashi, saying that they weren't going to win. There's a lot of stuff about how easy it was to kick their butts, and some stuff about Emerald that's very specific, like about her semblance, about where she came from. That's why I'm inclined to think that the stuff about Mercury might have actually been specifically chosen and maybe factual. Well, that's why I think I'm the one that is reputable at all for maybe evidence. So yeah, these are just my theories. Not sure if any of them are true. I'm personally inclined to believe the second one I said, but that's just me. Let me know what you think in the comments section below. Thank you for watching.